Hi guys, happy to see you all back. So in this video we're just going to focus on this topic, that is hybrid cloud implementation. And in the previous topic in the previous video we have seen about Aneka Resource Provisioning and Aneka Cloud Platform and the technologies and tools for cloud computing. If you wish, you can just go through that video. Okay, so let us see about the hybrid cloud implementation. Okay, as you all know, what do you mean by hybrid cloud, isn't it? So okay, let me tell you. So initially we will be in a private cloud. Environment. Suppose if the resources are insufficient in a private cloud environment, then what we can do in the sense that then we can request the resources from the public cloud environment. For a period of time, for a moment of time, we can avail the resources from the public cloud environment. Okay, and once if you are having the resources of the private cloud environment plus the public cloud environment, then we can say that in the particular moment, in the particular junction, in the particular context, we can say that is called as a hybrid cloud, which means that the resources that is present in the private cloud that has to be work along with the resources that are available from the public cloud environment. That is called as hybrid cloud. Okay, so let us see how the hybrid cloud can be implemented with the help of Aneka. How the Aneka Aneka provides the implementation of hybrid cloud in a very easy manner. Let us see that. Okay, so currently we do not have any accepted standard. When you go for infrastructure service, we do not have widely accepted standard for providing such things. Okay, and those things can be easily done with the help of Aneka. So the Aneka, with the help of the Aneka framework or with the help of the Aneka tool, we can easily we can easily avail we can easily implement the hybrid cloud infrastructure in our environment. Okay, so let us see how it can be done. Okay, it is very interesting topic, guys. Please listen properly. And before getting into the topic, what are the guidelines we need to understand? What are the guidelines we need to follow for provide such things? In the sense, first, whatever the environment we are having, it has to support the heterogeneity. As you all know, what do you mean by heterogeneity? Heterogeneity in the sense there are different types of resources, different set of resources that has to support. Okay, then it has to support the dynamic and open system. Then it has to support the basic virtual machine operation management, like right from the creation of virtual machine to the virtual machine termination, it has to support. And it has to support the flexible scheduling policy. We have seen now in a detailed we have seen about the particular topic in a very detailed manner in the previous videos about the scheduling policies. Then it has to support the workload monitoring. Okay, if you wish to see the scheduling policies, then obviously you can go through my previous videos about the scheduling policies under Hygieia. Okay, so these are the things we need to consider when you go for designing the hybrid cloud with the help of Aneka tool. Okay, see these are some set of guidelines. Okay, so this is the how the Aneka Resource Provisioning framework will work. Okay, for providing the hybrid cloud architecture. Okay, just look at here. So here we are having the resource provisioning services. We have seen in a very detailed manner about the Aneka resource provisioning in the just previous of my video. Just to go through that. Okay, and here one of the important main thing is the membership catalog. And the membership catalog, what is the purpose of membership catalog in the sense? So normally we will be in a private cloud environment. We wish to avail the services from the public cloud environment. So whenever we are requesting the public cloud resources, whenever we are requesting the resources from the public cloud, like Amazon or Rockspace, Equipitas, and those set of resources have to register in the membership catalog. So the resources, whatever the resources that are available from the public cloud, so those set of resources have to be registered in the membership catalog. Okay. So then only those set of resources can be available by the resource provisioning services, and it can be provided to the user. Okay, if we are requesting the resource from the public cloud before it has been utilized by the provisioning services, that has to be registered. Under the Aneka container. Okay, once it has been registered, and then that registered resources can be scheduled, and it can be provided by the resource provisioning services. Okay, So those resources have to be collected in a resource pool. Okay, collected in a resource pool. Okay, and once the user terminated his process, then whatever the resource that that we are available from the public cloud, that has to be properly released. That has to be properly released, and it has to be properly left, and it has to be given back to the public cloud. Okay, so this is how normally the particular Aneka resource provisioning framework will get works in order to implement the hybrid cloud architecture. In order to implement the hybrid cloud architecture, let us see that. Okay, let us see how it going to be happen. Okay. And you know what, the resource provisioning services and what it does in the sense, you know, it works along with the resource pool manager in order to provide such kind of services. Okay, and what is the main purpose of resource pool manager in the sense, you know, whatever the resources that whatever the resources that are being registered, and those resources has to be collected in a resource pool. Those resources have to be collected in a resource pool. This resource pool manager has to monitor the registered resources. Okay, and so you know, when the user is about to complete his process, and those resources have to be properly, you know, released, and it has to be given given back to the particular public provider. Okay, so that is the main purpose of the resource pool manager. He has to manage the particular resource. RPM has to monitor the process that has, you know, monitor the process those who are utilizing. Okay, so that are utilizing the registered resources that are being come from the public cloud environment. Once the user finishes the particular process, then whatever the resource that have been allocated, that has to be released and has to be given back to the private cloud environment as well as to the public cloud environment, public provider. Okay, and you know, that is the purpose of resource pool manager. And the resource pool is obviously, you know, it contains the virtual resources. What are the virtual resources that have been obtained from the the private environment as well as from the public cloud environment? It will be collected. That will be put up in a resource pool. Okay. So this is how normally the resource provisioning services will be. You know, the process of RPS can be carried out with the help of resource pool manager and the resource pool. Okay. And so once if you wish to need additional resources in the sense, say for an example, initially we will be in a private cloud environment. Okay, if you are in need of additional resources, then the request has to be forwarded. Okay, forwarded to the Aneka. Then the Aneka will process the request, and that will brought the resources brought the resources from the public cloud environment, and it will be given back to the private cloud environment. Okay, before the resource has been put up in the private cloud environment, what the Aneka will do in the sense, with the help of membership catalog, it register the resources. Once the resources has been registered, that have been available from the public cloud environment, that will be given back to the private cloud environment for processing, for handling the request, user request. Okay, and you know what, so this is about forwarding the request for additional resources. And you know what, for releasing the resources, once the user about to complete his services, what it does in the sense, the membership catalog will monitor and it will disconnect, and once the membership catalog detect the disconnection of the corresponding node, and it updates the register accordingly, and those set of resources will be relieved, and that will be left from the particular Aneka network, and that will be given back to the public cloud environment. Okay, and this membership catalog, what it does in the sense, while the particular virtual instance being terminated, what it does in the sense, once it has been detected the particular service is about to complete, then the particular whatever the resources that have been registered on the membership catalog, all the resources will be the register of the respective resources will be released, and that will be given back to the public cloud environment. Okay, in such a way the hybrid cloud implementation can be easily done with the help of Aneka tool. So let us see what are the steps that are being involved on implementing the ARP in order to provide the hybrid cloud infrastructure. Okay, first it submits the task to the message dispatcher. Okay, so if you are in need of additional resources in the sense, then the particular task has to be submitted to the message dispatcher. Okay, then the task will be forwarded to the scheduling algorithm. Then we are requesting the extra resources to the scheduling services. Then the request extra services will be forwarded to the provisioning services, that is Aneka provisioning services. That will be ask resource, then the Aneka will ask the resource from the public cloud. Okay, and once it has been asked, then the resources will be selected from the public cloud. So whatever the resources based on the user needs, so those set of resources will be, extra resources will be selected from the public cloud. Then that once the extra resource will be started, and that will join the Aneka network, that is the current private cloud environment. Okay, and then the extra resources will be registered in the membership catalog. So this is the one of the important tasks that has to be done by the Aneka, that has to be done by the Aneka container. Okay, because we need to monitor what are the resources that have been available from the public cloud. So whether the particular resources have been utilized properly or not, whether the particular process have been completed or not. Once it has been completed, so then the membership catalog has to release the resources, and that has to be given back to the public cloud. Okay, so the membership catalog, the process is very much important in this context. Okay, and then the extra resource will be dispatched to the execution services. Once the particular resources have been registered on the membership catalog, then that will be given back to the execution services. So these are the some set of process that has been involved in Aneka Resource Provisioning service in order to provide the hybrid cloud infrastructure. Okay, and this is the simple diagram how the implementation steps will be carried over. Okay, so just before only we have seen, and first we will be submitting the task, then the task will be scheduled to the scheduling algorithm, and it asks for the extra resources. Once it asks for the extra resources, and that will be given to the that will be given to the provisioning services. Okay, that request will be forwarded to the provisioning services, and it asks for the public cloud. Okay, so once the resources have been selected from the particular public cloud, and that will start, and that will be given to the message dispatcher for registering the membership under the membership catalog. Once it has been registered, that will be given for the execution services. That will be given to the execution services. Okay, once the user finished the execution process, then with the help of the membership catalog, that will detect the termination of the respective process, and those set of resources will be relieved, and will be given back to the public cloud. Okay, so this is how normally the ARP will be get. The Aneka Resource Provisioning will be implemented in order to provide the hybrid cloud, infrastructure. Okay, so this is about this video, about hybrid cloud implementation. Hope I have given a proper explanation, and if you wish, you can follow me through any one of the social media platform, and we will see you on the next video, guys, with another informative content. Okay, thank you guys, thank you once again.